At that time, the Philistine army had defeated the Israelites in battle. So the Israelites sent men to Shiloh to bring the Ark of the Covenant to them, so that they can carry it into battle, believing that it would help them defeat the Philistines. Hophni and Phinehas, the sons of Eli, were also there with the Ark of the Covenant. When all the Israelites saw the Ark of the Covenant coming into their camp, they shouted with joy. Yeah! Yeah! They went into battle against the Philistines again, at a place called Ebenezer. The Philistines fought desperately, and Israel was defeated again. The slaughter was great. 30,000 Israelite soldiers died that day. The survivors turned and fled to their tents. The ark was captured, and Hophni and Phinehas, the two sons of Eli, were killed. A man from the tribe of Benjamin ran from the battlefield and arrived at Shiloh later that same day. He had torn his clothes and put dust on his head to show his grief. Eli was waiting beside the road to hear the news of the battle. The messenger said,
Israel has been defeated by the Philistines. The people have been slaughtered.
And your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were also killed.
And the Ark of God has been captured.
When Eli heard what had happened to the Ark of God, he fell backward from his seat, broke his neck, and died, for he was 98 years old and overweight. Eli's daughter-in-law, the wife of Phinehas, was pregnant and nearing the time of her delivery. Upon hearing that the Ark of God had been captured, and that both her father-in-law and husband had died, she went into labor and gave birth to a son. She died during childbirth, but before passing, she named the boy Ichabod, meaning, "Where is the glory?" For Israel's glory, symbolized by the ark, had been taken away. After the Philistines captured the ark, they took it from the battleground at Ebenezer to the town of Ashdod. They placed the ark in the temple, beside an idol of Dagon, their fish god. That night, a strange thing happened. When the people of Ashdod went to the temple the next morning, Dagon had fallen with his face to the ground in front of the ark of the Lord. So they hoisted Dagon and put it back in his place again. But the next morning, the same thing happened. Dagon had fallen face down before the ark again. This time, his head and hands had broken off and were lying in the doorway. Only the trunk of his body was left intact. Then God struck the people of Ashdod and the nearby villages with a plague of tumors, and rats appeared and causing destruction everywhere, and people were dying throughout the city. So they called together the rulers of the Philistine towns and asked,
"We can't keep the Ark of the God of Israel here any longer. He is against us.
We will all be destroyed along with Dagon, our god.
What should we do with the ark?"
The rulers decided to move the ark to Gath. But when the ark arrived at Gath, the Lord struck the men, both young and old, with the plague of tumors, and rats were everywhere. So they sent the ark to the town of Ekron. But when the people of Ekron saw it coming, they cried out,
"They are bringing the Ark of the God of Israel here to kill us too."
The people begged the Philistine rulers,
Please send the ark back to Israel, or the God of Israel will kill us all.
The ark was moved on to 5 cities in all, and remained in Philistine territory for a total of 7 months. In each Philistine city that the ark was taken, the people were smitten by a plague of tumors and a plague of rats. The troubled Philistines took 2 cows and hitched them to a cart in the middle of a field. The ark and a guilt offering of 5 gold tumors and 5 gold rats were placed in the cart. Then the Philistines let the cows go wherever they want. They thought,
if the cows cross their border and head toward Israel, then this great disaster was caused by the God of Israel.
If not, then all these diseases were just a coincidence.
Sure enough, the cows went straight along the road toward Beth-Shemesh in Israelite territory. The Philistine rulers followed them as far as the border of Beth-Shemesh. The people of Beth-Shemesh were harvesting wheat in the valley, and when they saw the ark, they were overjoyed. Several men of the tribe of Levi lifted the ark of the Lord and the chest containing the gold rats and gold tumors from the cart, and placed them on a large rock. The people broke up the wood of the cart for a fire, and killed the cows and sacrificed them to the Lord as a burnt offering. Many sacrifices and burnt offerings were offered to the Lord that day by the people of Beth-Shemesh. The 5 Philistine rulers watched all this, and then returned to Ekron that same day. But a number of men looked into the ark, and many were struck down dead. The people mourned greatly because of what the Lord had done. They cried out,
Who is able to stand in the presence of the Lord, this holy God?
Where can we send the ark from here?
So they sent messengers to the people at Kiriath Jearim and told them,
The Philistines have returned the ark of the Lord. Come here and get it.
The men of Kiriath Jearim came and took the ark to the hillside home of Abinadab, and ordained Eleazar, his son, to be in charge of it. The ark remained in Kiriath Jearim for the next 20 years, until King David decided to bring it to Jerusalem. This will be covered in another video.